everybody? We are back once again with another fiery Pew Baby show, and in this case, it really is fiery, as you see. We are back with another episode about Mary.
Oh, Mary.
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 Now, that is the short term. We clearly know the real name is marijuana. All of our real fans, you know we did an episode a while back called Oh Mary. So this one is going to be called Oh Mary Part 2. But what we going to add to it?
Woo-wee.
In that order. That lets how you know, clearly, we have some changes to this episode. We have a guest for this episode, none other than Carolyn Bodacious now. And she is a manager here at a dispensary in the St. Louis area. Put your hands up.
Woo! Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We appreciate you being willing to come on the episode and give a more educational aspect of it. You know, we talked about different facts and education and on the last episode, but as I mentioned on the last episode, how it was progressing and how it was legalized and even more. And now I can officially say, Missouri, we are legal.
Woo-wee.
So
See, that's why I said that's the trainer.
And y'all get it now. Now, you can't say that we didn't tell you something. I told you how the numbers will continue to grow dramatically every year. Mm-hmm. We see not only Missouri, but more than 50% of the United States is legal.
Illinois.
And Missouri is not only medicinal, but recreational as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why we have the one and only Miss Bodacious on the show. And she's going to give us some of the aspects of more information that you all can need that will benefit you, that will help you, because we know at the same time this is a family-oriented show. We know that we do discuss a lot of church topics on it, but like I said, this is very vital to the church as well, because if you're willing to take medications, and once again, I'm going to sound like a tape record, but if y'all watched the last episode, if you are willing to take medication for all these other manners of diseases, mental illnesses, and all the above, why would you not want to go a less invasive approach?
More natural.
A more natural, holistic. Now, we can throw out all type of different words, and that's why we have you here. And we're going to go from there. You know, I had to ring it in a little bit to let them know how we're going, because, you know, we got a lot of people that will feel a certain type of way about this episode. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to see it, you can go ahead and turn. But if you do enjoy what you see, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Nice. So before we go with you, Miss Bodacious, we're going to give a scripture, because I don't know how much scriptures we're going to talk about on this episode, but I'm going to give this one and know that I gave one.
That you did.
Yes, sir. In that order. That is Genesis 1:12. And it says, "And the earth brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that, and it was good."
All good.
All good in the neighborhood, not Campbell's though. Yeah, it's good, but this ain't Campbell.
Right.
Unless they, we know we got Mary and food and all the above now, so that's a whole nother conversation. But now we have got all of that out the way. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, and we're gonna go from there.
All right. Well, as CJ said, my name is Bodacious Carolyn. I've been in the medical world since we started here in Missouri.
Okay.
And then, obviously we transferred to recreational.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a whole crazy different process for sure.
Okay.
And I still like to treat everyone as though they're a patient.
Mm-hmm.
Because, a lot of people are just coming in and saying things that would qualify them to be a medical patient even when they're wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, you can get a med card and you can save on your taxes and you know, you can get specialized discounts and stuff like that just for having your med card, even though it's gone wreck. So.
Well, that's some information that I'm sure a lot of people didn't know right there already by itself because, I mean, that was something that I didn't know. So there you go.
You know.
The more you know. And how long have you been in the industry?
Well, I guess just 2021 till now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't know.
Yeah, that's, I think that's when we went medical, 2020, 2021.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Okay. And what would be some of the key things that you would say people need to know? Because, you know, there's a lot of bias when it comes to marijuana. Like you heard me state, there's so many very strong drugs that people are taking for pain management.
For sure.
All the different things not to even drag it out.
For sure.
And like, I have personal experience with a family member that had cancer.
Yes, sir.
And they had to resort to marijuana in order to build their appetite. And I can go through all the list of things. Anyone who has any family members who have ever dealt with cancer, you already know what I'm talking about. But that ain't the subject right now. So, you know, explain that to people because we really want them to understand it's not as negative as you make it seem. It's not the gateway drug that people like the title.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Because even with me, I've had auto accidents since 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Had auto accidents. And my chiropractor, when I was in Florida, recommended that I would use topical solutions and, you know, a couple of edibles to help the pain because back pain and then I had a spinal surgery and comparing it to the opiates and then actually using the medicines, it was a whole different, there wasn't any addiction type of thing, there wasn't any side effect, didn't have not craving for it. Well, I'll let you go ahead. But
Not overdosing.
not overdose.
That's a big
Because I mean, the lotion in itself has.
Do we have that out
We
here?
do.
Yeah. This is one of a men's lotions. So this is a transdermal 1-to-1-to-1. So that's 1 THC, 1 CBD,
Okay.
and it has CBC too. So that
Now
makes
tell
it.
people what CBC is.
Okay, so it's another cannabinoid, like CBD and things like that. So like if you have gut trouble, you want to go with something with CBG.
Okay.
If you have trouble sleeping at night, you can go with something with CBN.
Break it down for them, girl.
Yeah, you know, and that CBC is kind of calming and it kind of helps the CBD as well.
Okay.
So, and now they're actually transdermal patches. I was just telling you, yeah. And you can we always tell everybody, you know, especially if you're not experienced, to always start off low and slow.
Yes.
You know, it's like cooking. You can always add a little bit more, but
That's
it's
right.
hard to take it out.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And so, you know, I was having trouble sleeping and I just cut off a little transdermal patch, put it on the top of my foot where there was like a good artery, and it helped me not only like fall asleep but stay asleep. And especially with people with cancer and stuff, we recommend FICO or RSO. FICO is fully extracted cannabis oil.
Okay. Because I was going to say break it down because
Yeah.
people that don't know.
Right.
And then RSO is similar to that. It's Rick Simpson oil.
Okay.
And they both work similarly, but they're kind of like this thick tarry substance.
Okay.
And it comes in this like syringe, but not like with a needle or anything.
Okay.
And you can put it in, like if you're cooking chicken, you can put a little dab on your butter. You know, you could even put some on your finger and just eat it. It doesn't taste very good, but you know, it has a hashy taste, you know. But especially people that are trying to avoid opioids, that FICO is where you want to be.
Okay.
Because you can put it on anywhere. You can eat it. It just yes.
Whichever works best for you.
Right. Like I've even heard of patients rolling blunts and running a little dab down it and sealing their blunts up with it.
And that works like that as well?
Yes, sure.
The more you know. Teach us.
Always here to help.
Listen.
So, because like I said, being that we are in a opioid crisis,
Absolutely.
and we see that the numbers are dramatically increasing, I would say year by year, but in this matter, you have to say day by day because it's just that bad. And a lot of people are out here self-medicating. They're out here trying to overcome one of the major reasons with the opioids, pain addiction, pain management.
Yes.
And I'm turning 39 this year, and I didn't want to say my mama and my grandma were right. Mom, grandma, you guys been right. You said for me to tell you this when I became almost 40. You were right, everything hurts.
Oh,
Getting old ain't for sissies.
listen.
And you look directly at the camera when you said that, so that lets me know you meant it.
I mean it from the heart.
I'll be 50 next year. Yes. 50.
Well, everybody's telling their ages at the table
I'll
today.
tell my Bam. And I still look good. But anyway, but pain is, that's just a topic that we could do a whole nother.
That's a whole nother topic, a whole nother episode.
Absolutely.
And we know as you get older, we know that's a part of getting older. Now we glad that we still here and to be able to get gray hairs and get older and all the above because somebody didn't wake up this morning.
That's part.
But if you have holistic matters such as marijuana, CBD, and all the other alphabets, because you was breaking them down.
See,
that lets you know that she is legit, y'all.
and educated.
And educated. And that's the problem with a lot of people, why they have the stigma against they aren't educated.
Right, and that's what I really tried to do when I was in the medical field was really trying to educate my patients because we had a lot of elderly people, and they all had the bad connotation. Oh, it's weird, but then they were like, oh, well, those gummies look good.
No.
It's like you should try some of those, But there's a bad connotation. I feel like it really is changing though. I feel like everybody's attitude's changing.
So I want to ask you this, being that you brought up the elderly, because that's a good one. Because we know we have elderly that watch the show, and we know elderly have a lot of pain issues.
Absolutely.
All the different things we could throw out there.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you think, or in your experience, have you seen more elderly beginning to accept and wanting to go this route?
Definitely.
Based on years prior and what you was just talking about your experiences?
Definitely. They like to keep more of a low profile at first.
Uh-huh.
And
Coming in disguise.
But then they're like,
sunglasses.
Ski mask.
but then they come in, they're like, oh, hey, what's up?
They feeling good.
Right. And they feel better. And that's my main goal in the industry. I don't care what mood you're in when you come in. I want you to, even if you're in a great mood when you come in, I want you to leave even happier when you leave, and I want to hopefully make you feel better. And yeah, there have been a lot more, elderly people coming in looking for like the topicals, looking for the transdermal patches, looking for gummies. There are also tinctures, which is a sublingual, so it's just like a dropper, and you put it under your tongue, and you hold it under there for like 30 seconds or so, about a minute, and just kind of let that dissolve.
Because, I know that's a typical way that a lot of drugs will take so they get straight to your system.
Sure.
Like nitroglycerin. And I know a lot of them out there know what I'm talking about. Listen to that out. You got some grandmas and grandpas that's having to take it. So to hear that you can take, because that's something I didn't know that they had. I just learned something else there.
The more you know.
And I mean, like I said, it's amazing to see where things were 5 years ago
Oh my gosh.
compared to, you get what I'm saying, and how it's advancing.
And what's always exciting to me is when a new customer, a new patient comes in, they're like, I never thought I'd see the day where I could walk into a store and just show my ID and buy weed. Because we all remember those 3-hour trips of, like, you know, buying $20 worth of marijuana. And, you know, it's like, where are we going? Chill out. All right. You know, and you don't have to do that anymore. It's okay. You can talk about weed.
Yes.
I mean, you're willing to talk about all these other drugs.
That's it.
You're willing to take all these other drugs that got you with all type of.
And then you have to take the medicines for the side effects of the other drugs.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
take
because you
medicines
have the little man come across there that says the side effects were be aware that you were experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, the heart attack. Like, well, I just wanted you to help me with my pain, but now I gotta worry about.
I was sneezing and now I'm bleeding from my butthole. Like, what's going on?
Well, we went very far, but I mean,
But it's not true.
it is the truth. It is some people out there that's bleeding from
There.
all type of areas.
Areas.
So if you are, please
Areas
know
or
your physician right away.
Please.
Amen. Oh glory.
Oh, glory.
So we talked about
It's your fault.
that ain't my fault. I didn't say it. But it's the truth anyhow. And we said we wanted to laugh. See, it's good to be able to
Right.
laugh and trust and believe. We're not laughing at anyone who may be dealing with any type of illness or sickness. You got to make it clear.
No,
Because we don't want nobody to reach
course
weak and
not.
say, they're making
No,
fun of
no,
That
no.
is not what we're saying at all.
No.
If you are out there and you're bleeding and you have problems, one, you shouldn't have to fit from what we're saying. I hope that you had a man enough to get up and go do something about that before hearing or seeing this. But
Amen. Oh, glory.
we're going to pray for your divine healing because by his stripes you are healed. And we're going to keep it moving.
So there are some items that are on the table.
Correct.
Yes.
So would you like to talk about some of the items that are on the table?
Yes, I know we already talked about the
Topical solution.
Yes. So tell people, let's pick one. I want to choose this one right here.
Yeah.
It says on here, well, where's the name of it?
Those are ratio mints.
Okay, so that is named Ratio. Okay, tell people about Ratio mints.
So, ratio is actually really cool because these are, I believe they're Go mints. They give you a little bumper. They're basically a sativa. And if you don't know, sativa is, more of your uplifting and everything like that feeling. And then your indica is more into couch, as we say. So like if you've smoked some sativa and you just don't feel like you've had quite enough, you take one of these and it's only like 2 milligrams and it'll give you a little extra bump.
Okay. And if you all remember, we talked about sativa and indica on Mary Part 2. Once again, if you ain't seen it, you need to go back that you can understand everything that she's breaking down to see. This is a more of an advanced class
Yes.
that we're getting today on Pew Babies. So I'm glad that you are.
Professor Bodacious at your service.
That's right.
That's it, the honors class.
That's right. And once you have seen Part 1, you're ready for Part 2.
That's it.
And we have so many different things that are on the table. Like you said, we have education, which is something, knowledge is power. We see that we have, you go ahead and you choose another.
I'm going to choose because, I'm already a Sweeties kid. So,
Well,
yeah.
Oh my
I know what that is.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, so these are incredible. These are like Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispies. And they were really hard to find for a while. I was working when it was medicinal and they came in and we had to stop all the employees from buying them all up because they were so tasty.
Listen.
They said get it while it's hot.
But she mentioned already, but there are restaurants already that do infused foods.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, you
their
can do
food-
breakfast,
their
lunch,
food trucks.
and
Yes.
dinner. So,
I mean, well, it's fully legal now.
And a lot of different dispensaries sell like infused honey. I really want to make chicken and waffles with some infused honey drizzle.
Listen.
For all the cooks.
Listen.
They make infused cheesecakes.
A lot of grandmas will go crazy for that.
And so, like,
And they do the infused oil that you can cook in as well, right?
they do, yes. And honestly, it's pretty it's pretty easy to do. I've never, apparently it's easy to do. I've never had success with making my own edibles, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But luckily I've had good friends that
She gave a shout out.
You know who you are. So tell the people, because we know edibles versus smoking and all the other different matters that you can do it now, they all have different categories of, like you said, you need to start in smaller doses. Don't try to, break that down to them, the difference between smoking, the edibles, and whatever it is now that you think there needs to be made mention of.
Sure thing. Well, the first thing I want to mention about edibles is you have to have some kind of fat in your stomach before you eat an edible, because it's processed through your liver, and your liver metabolizes it through that fat.
Okay.
And it gives it like something to attach to.
Kind of like when people go out and drink alcohol.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's
So
Same thing.
right, and they're like sodas and seltzers and all kinds of good things, and especially like with the sodas, like the root beer, the grape, the orange soda.
That's all the flavors we got in regular soda.
I recommend making like a float with a good scoop of vanilla ice cream. And that way, like, you got your fat and your edible all in there at the same time. And the drinks are pretty easily controllable as well, even though they're carbonated.
Okay.
They have this cool lid that you can, like, slide to close it, and they still stay fizzy.
Okay.
So that's really nice. With the edibles, most of them are nano infused now.
Now explain what is
right.
nano infused.
Yeah, explain nano.
So you gotta take go in wet your throat to get ready.
Excuse
That's
me.
right.
Right.
Miss Bodacious. She finna teach y'all.
So it's more when they first started making the gummies, it was sprayed like with a distillate. With like the sugar crystals on the outside, and that was what contained the THC.
Okay.
Now the actual gummies are infused.
Okay.
So like normally like these, this just has rice in it, but there would be like 10 pieces in here, and they're 10 milligrams a piece.
Okay.
And say you only wanted a quarter of one or something. You can cut them into quarters, and with the nano infusion, you can trust that you know exactly how much you're getting.
Oh.
Okay.
So, and it's normally quicker acting as well. So yeah, it's just a little bit more precise. I believe more places are doing it
Okay.
that way now.
Well, see, the more you know, once again, because that shows you how technology is advancing,
For sure.
how medical is advancing, and the scientific aspects of marijuana is just advancing.
Right.
It's ever evolving. Like it's gonna be out of control. It's gonna be awesome.
So and we know we live in a generation now, and we talked about this on another episode, how Goldman and Sachs mentioned over the next 10 years, how AI and robots are advancing, so how jobs and such are going to be misplaced. So I would think even with the advancement of that technology, because that's how it's advancing this, in the next 10 years, I can only imagine what marijuana is going to be.
Well, and when you mentioned that, I automatically thought of like cultivation and like the trimmers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think AI could do it.
Really?
I really don't. The trimmers, they're like hummingbirds.
Okay.
And they just move so fast, and they are gifted at what they do. And I could never do it. It's not my thing, but they love it. And
So can we explain exactly what a trimmer does?
sure. So you have your plant, your marijuana plant, and they take the buds and they trim off all the excess, like leaves and just little parts that aren't crystallized.
Now we're talking about the plant itself right now, y'all. Get this good. See that?
See?
Show this. See, show what we're talking about.
So we want to. There's nothing here to trim, obviously,
Because this is already trimmed.
correct. But plants are so different. I don't think you could program
A robot.
to do that
Be
delicate
so
work.
Because everyone is different,
different.
and
And that's what we tell people in the industry as well when they come in for their first experience with stuff. It's like, everybody's different. Some things will work one way for somebody
and work some way differently for a whole
Right.
other. That's the same way with real life medicine.
Absolutely.
precisely.
Now you mentioned with the precision of the trimmers. Now this is becoming a very lucrative business.
Come on,
venture.
because I was waiting
So,
to slide in.
right.
I wanted to slide into
He
finance.
was talking about Goldman Sachs.
Yes.
Come on.
So the transition.
Right, the
Because that is
transition.
the theme this season, transition. So
Yeah.
that was a great transition.
Thank you very much. But going into this is a very lucrative business. So do you
That
have any-
everybody want in.
Everybody wants in. Now, back in the day, you could get locked up for this type of thing. Now you're making hand on foot on.
Celebrities, everybody is invested.
Absolutely. So would you like to touch on, the actual business aspect of owning or?
Oh my goodness. Well, there are obviously so many applications that got put in for medical.
Yes.
And it was a lottery at that point, and they pulled from that, and so many people got their medicinal licenses, and they were available to open up shop. And it was the same thing with recreational, honestly. I feel like most of the medical places that were already established had an easier time getting a rec license.
Right.
But it's super lucrative. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, I know with me being in Chicago, they have legislature now that they just passed where they have actual grants and loans for small businesses who want to open, especially minorities, women.
That's cool.
That's to open actual dispensaries in the Chicago area. So those that may be watching it, you might look into that.
And I would say, even to piggyback off of that, to even involve a little bit more church into the episode, because we know during, we've been gone for a little bit and we're back now. Jamal Bryant.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna say the name of the church, but I said they know with me saying the name. How he said that he wanted to use the church grounds to start growing
That
marijuana.
And I have all kinds of notes about cultivation that we can discuss.
The transition.
So we could discuss that part of the transition right after this break.
Guess what? What? We got them shirts for sale. We got them cups for sale. We got that merch for sale.
We got that merch for sale.
Oh, we got that merch for sale.
We got that.
Click the link in our bio on all of our social media accounts to get your merchandise today.
And we are back with part 2 of Oh Mary. And we have Miss Bodacious with us, and she was just about to get into the information about cultivating and growing the type of cannabis plants?
So, I do not particularly have a green thumb. Do
me
you?
No, my thoughts.
My mother, she has a green thumb grandmother, so I can do it, but
yeah.
but I understand enough. Yeah,
I have a
Right.
black thumb.
not a black thumb.
Look, I'm telling you, I get a plant a week later, it's gone. I got the picture.
Well, we gonna have to speak live.
I'm telling you.
I'm great.
It's like
Somebody
I'm
brought
surprised my
somebody
cat's
out.
still alive at this point.
Oh
No. Now I can handle an animal.
no! Now that took it to another level again.
Always.
Okay, Miss Bodacious. Now let's talk about growing these.
Okay, so
Cultivation.
a lot of my coworkers also have their cultivation license.
Okay.
Oh, so you have to get a license in order to grow
You
as
do.
well.
You don't have to have your medical card, but you can just get your cultivation license.
Okay.
And so with recreational now, you can have 6 flowering plants.
And that's what it's called, flowers instead of Mary Jane as well, to make that
Right.
clear.
And then you can have 6 non-flowering that are under 14 inches.
Because the plants do grow large for the people that don't know.
Absolutely.
And they have to be in a locked facility in your private residence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if 2 people live together and they both have their cultivator's license,
So that's double the plant.
it's double
Double
your
Lord.
fun. Double your fun.
Double your plant.
But yeah, you can have no more than 12 flowering plants and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough about all the technology now that's involved because you know, I remember people like going in their backyard
Yeah.
and weirdness. You
And I'm
know?
sure some people out there still know people growing in the backyard
Okay.
in states that aren't legal as well. So, we keep it real.
So you know, but now at least you can make it legal and get a tent and get all the proper equipment that you would need to make it.
Because I went to the Science Center here
Right.
in St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
And I did not know. I have been to the Science Center in so long.
It's been years for me.
It's been over.
We'll see. I
It's been
get
20
grandkids.
at least for me.
I
and
got
I'm-
grandkids. It's been a few months.
So I went, and it was like a kid in a candy store again. But I had no idea at the Science Center. This shows you how the world is progressing. They're growing weed at the Science Center.
No.
Yes.
They
Yes,
have
they
the
are.
tent and everything.
They
like,
have the grow
Yeah.
tent?
they have the grow tent. It had at least 10 plants in it, I know.
That is freaking
It
incredible.
blew my mind. I said, they're growing weed at the... And the kids were walking up looking in awe. Mom, it's weed. It's marijuana. And it was some of the parents who were definitely partakers because they was like, yeah, you know what that is. So, I mean, clearly,
Let's
they're
all-
trying to show you that this is a family
So let's all
thing.
get high and go to the planetarium, right, guys? Omni-Max planetarium.
I'm saying because I'm sure it's a lot of people don't know. Yeah, they're growing weed at the Science Center.
That's awesome.
It
I
is
had no
science.
idea.
But see, you have
It
to
is
learn.
science.
It's the as she's saying, the cultivating and the growing is it's
It's a process.
it's a process.
And while they were making it more scientific, is they were showing you how Missouri has so many different type of soils. Now that's when you really start
Yes.
to go even
Oh,
deeper
yeah.
with it. And they were showing you how different types of soil grows the flower differently.
Yes,
it
sir.
was very. I had a ball. I
Oh,
was
it's
like,
crazy.
I learned a lot.
The more you know.
The more you know.
know.
So clearly, if y'all feeling some type of way,
Go to the sunset.
go to the Science Center.
Go check
Science
out the
Center, y'all. We
Science
plugging
Center.
y'all good now.
Look now, that means sponsor us.
Oh glory.
Oh glory.
You talking about licenses. Now, one thing we didn't, as we transitioned, because I want to stay on that license thing, if you wanted to get your medical card, how does the process, fees, that type of stuff?
There are so many places online to go, and all it is online. It's a virtual doctor's appointment.
Okay.
It's 5 minutes. Some places are cheaper than others.
There is actually a Groupon for getting your medical. Yes.
And
I know somebody personally
and I was
who has used Groupon.
The more you know.
yeah.
In their medical.
Groupon's everybody's friend.
Listen.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that at all. So, hey,
But there are so many places you can get for like $99, and any dispensary you go to will have one to suggest.
okay.
Most definitely, I think MMJ is a good one, and different ones like that. And you know, everybody's like, oh, well, it's rec now. I don't need my med card, and I just suggest having it because with your med card, there's so many benefits.
Yes.
Right.
And
Not
tell them some of them benefits.
so not only do you pay less in taxes, so like with rec in Missouri, you'll pay 6% tax. With your med card, you only pay 4%.
And 2%. It really works.
It's a huge thing.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
every little bit counts
It
for
does.
real.
Especially in this economy.
Yeah. And then, like a lot of dispos will have, like certain specials. They'll give away penny pre-rolls and stuff like that just for their med patients. If there's a huge line of recreational people and a med person comes in, they get served
Priority.
first. Correct. Yeah.
Now, also with the medical card, you have to also make certain that certain states do not accept it from other states.
Correct.
So
But
you
some do.
And some do.
Right.
On the other
But you got to
hand,
do your research.
that's why you do your research
Yes.
before you go out of state.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Well, hey, I'm telling you, it's so much information that you have gave. It's so much more information to gain. And we know even when it comes to the Bible, it says study to show yourself approval. So that means all this information, we have to study and gain and learn it so that we can apply it to our lives accordingly. Because as the world continues to transition and continues to change, there's only going to be more production of this. We're only going to see more production as technology and everything advances. So at this point, you might as well get used to it, get on the train or get left behind because
Or eat at the food truck.
Listen.
so
The food
that is a good transition that I think to come in because I mean, like I said, if we keep going, it's going to be information, and like I said, we're going to have you come back again because you gave us a boatload,
so much bodacious.
Oh, thank you
A
so
boatload
much.
of
a
information.
bodacious amount of information.
Right, a bodacious.
So if the people want to get in contact or anything, do you want to give any information about yourself or?
I am Carolyn Marielle on Facebook. That's about it.
Say that will get it.
But yeah, you can see me around. I'm at certain different smoke sesh events, and
Okay.
things like that.
Okay.
Be sure to check out like STL Canna events, things like that to you know, go out and smoke with and have fun with people.
And get educated as well.
Get
as well.
educated
Yes,
as
sir.
well.
All right, y'all. So we thank you once again for tuning in to another fiery episode of the Pew Baby Show. And until we see you again, God bless and peace.
Peace.